Okay, welcome back in for another edition of the Yappin Wrestling podcast. Of course, it is Dylan, joined by your guy Deli. Combine the names
Jillian,
there. Oh
yeah.
man,
Jillian, Dillings.
I thought about it in the moment. I'm like, should I edit that out? But we roll, we ride. Channel's now over 50 subs. Appreciate you guys for that. We continue to grow, want to get to 100, 200, etc. Want to be your place that you come to if you are a wrestling fan.
100%.
Yeah, that's what we are at heart, and we're just having conversations here. Always be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. We got a jam-packed show. We got a lot to talk about. The Raw after SummerSlam left us with a lot to talk about. Some certain things on SmackDown going on, and potentially a new team headed to WWE. So we're going to talk about all of that in today's podcast. As always, timestamps will be in the description if you want to bounce around. Let's talk about the Raw main event, man.
Yeah.
The Wyatt 6 debut. I want to just kick it to you and ask, did it live up to the hype for you? And where is your hype on this group on a scale of 1 to 10 as of today?
Okay. Yeah, it did. I think I was pretty happy the fact that it wasn't no theatrics stuff. It was straight wrestling because the Wyatt 6 has 3 great wrestlers that can actually perform, and it lived up to the hype. The main event was I think it was a really good main event. I think I'm happy that it wasn't a squash. I'm happy that it was able to showcase both teams because I think the American Made, now that's their name, they look pretty good too. Like they had dominant moments.
I don't like the name, if I'm being honest.
I don't either.
And the music wasn't like amazing.
Typical music. They could have just kept the Chad Gable Alpha Academy music. But I think they, not surprisingly, but I'm happy that they got offense out because, like, you know what I'm saying? You never want a squash match with a new team, new heel team. You don't want to squash. But I think it was a really good match, good main event. The hype for it, I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 because I still want to see. I think it'll go up to a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 once we see Uncle Howdy wrestle, which should be soon. So
I have kind of simmered down on this, if I'm being honest, and I think some of that just comes with everything else that's been going on, and it's just not a major focal point for me when I tune in. If it wasn't on the show, I wouldn't miss it. Which is more a testament to how good the product is, I feel, and it's just everybody has their own flavors. You know what I mean? Like some people are really into the spooky, creepy, howdy stuff. It's not my personal cup of tea, but like you said, more stuff with howdy. I'm sure like that'll get me involved. I really liked the way they had the rocking chair. Howdy was sitting there. I liked Nikki Cross sitting like crisscross right in front of him. I thought that was really good presentation. The entrance, of course. I mean, a lot of this act is the entrance and the presentation, which is cool.
Right.
I'm not complaining about it, but it was cool to see them get in the ring. I agree with you 100%. I like that, they did wrestle and they incorporated their gimmick in there with Loomis. Started off doing like the crawling and like he was like sprint crawling. It was pretty crazy overall. And then I was a big fan of just Gacy getting in there and some of the off the top rope moves that he was pulling off. Rowan, you heard the crowd wanted him. They were like, "We want Rowan."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I didn't know Rowan was over like that." I thought it was really good presentation. I'm personally more a fan of the American Made group. I think this has a lot of team angle potential to it, and like I could see Gable like winning a world title with these guys. My thing with the Wyatt 6 is I don't know what their end game is, I guess, what they're trying to achieve yet.
And I agree 100% with that because that's the only question really as far as with them is what's the end goal. Like I guess they supposedly meddle into other people's feud. That's what originally what was said, what I seen from rumors, but it seemed like they were doing something with the Gable and his family. So what's their end game? Are they going to win championships? Or are we going to see them every other Monday? Or are they just going to be, what I'm saying? Because that's a big thing as far as how we view them. Because if you're going to make it like a Wyatt, not like the Wyatt family, Bray was featured a lot as far as creative, and he was one of the main guys on Raw, and the Luke Harper and Rowan, they were champions. So
Yep.
it's like, how are you going to do this dynamic with the Wyatt 6 now? Because I mean, I'm not trying to damper on Uncle Howdy, but he's no Bray Wyatt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that Bo Dallas is the type of champion that Bray Wyatt is. Now I can see the Joe Gacy's and the Loomis to be tag team champions, but then there's also that element with Bo Dallas. So I think I'm with you on that.
It's a pretty loaded roster. I'll be interested to see where they go. We had talked about it and we had thought that it should have been on SummerSlam originally. I kind of hindsight am thinking the Raw main event was better, more of a spotlight on them. I feel like that SummerSlam card, everything coming out of the show, they would have been lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
and
100%.
You know, I think we're wrong on our original inclination of these guys should be on the card. I think the Raw after the main event was a good highlight for them. They're so over, and you know, I mean, they felt like that was a main event worthy Raw main event, and people are calling it the second best Raw of the year, behind the one with Rock and Cody in the parking lot. I mean, they're saying that was next up, and we got a lot to talk about regarding that Raw. But to be the main event act of what many are calling the best Raw of the year or the second best, I mean, that speaks to where they are at.
And also on top of, I mean, I know we haven't, I don't know if you have, but I know I haven't heard any about the Gable Berry stuff, but also like the people that did say that he was in the freaking main event. Like, let's not forget that. He was also like, you know what I'm saying? And he played a big part of that. So like, yeah, he didn't get no wins, but he's also featured in the whole show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
not everybody can win the title.
Yeah.
It'll devalue it. They're like, on Raw, you wanted Gable to win the IC title, cool. But when he feuded with Breakker, you would have wanted Breakker to win the IC title, cool. So when Breakker feuds with Ilya, you're going to want Ilya to win it. Okay, let's have Ilya win it. When he feuds with Kaiser, you're going to want Kaiser. I mean, you can't just hot potato the title. There is 100%. So much good talent. Sometimes good talent's got to lose.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And we in an era right now, wins and losses don't matter, and it never mattered because I mean, you go down look stuff like that. John Cena, before he became John Cena, he racked up a lot of losses from that 2003 to 2005 before he ascended up to just winning every single thing. So
my spot for Gable is I want to see him on SmackDown. I want to see him win the US title. I think
100%.
And if he's the guy to potentially beat LA Knight in the like after post-draft, post-mania, because I think LA Knight could hold it for a while, but I'd be very cool with that.
I think that team is perfect on SmackDown because not only that
feels like our generation SmackDown,
perfect because not only that, I can see the Creed brothers being the tag team champions because you know I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I mean we just talking hypothetical right here. But I mean, to be honest with you, Bloodline's not going to hold them titles. And even if the Usos take those titles, Usos not going to hold those titles for long.
Bloodline with Netflix they'll be popping over after Mania 41 to the Red brand.
So that is perfect.
Creed Brothers DIY feud. Take my money.
That is perfect for them. Monday, old school angle, team angle right there. Shit, you even get Angle back. You know what I'm saying? Old school, what you calling right there? That's perfect for SmackDown. I see that right there. That was a good point, dude. I can see them right there on SmackDown.
Yeah,
dominating SmackDown.
And 100%. We're pretty far ahead there. Overall, we liked the Wyatt 6 debut. We like American Made. Another guy who made a lot of headway on Raw is Big Bronson Reed. So it started off earlier in the show where he said to Adam Pearce that he was mad that he is not getting a shot at the IC title, getting to compete despite getting wins. And you know, Pierce said, like, it's just not the way it shakes out. He's like, I didn't get even booked for the show. And Kaiser and Sheamus, he's like, I beat Sheamus and all these things. And he said, you know what? I just have to go make my own, I guess. And I was like, oh, okay. He's going to attack Sami Zayn. He's going to attack Braun Breaker. And, like, that's the direction we're headed.
Yeah.
This was very out of left field for me, but I didn't dislike it. So CM Punk comes out. He is on his, I lost is what it is. I still got ass kickings left for Drew McIntyre. Come on out. Seth Rollins comes out and they teased it. That is where they are headed for WrestleMania, folks. They teased it now. When one of those two eliminates the other one in the Royal Rumble, that's how you know we're kickstarting that WrestleMania feud. It doesn't even need a belt. Remember, I told you that August 7th recording. So August 8th, you heard it from me. But you see the seed planted already. As well, it looks like we're going to continue Punk McIntyre because Punk chases McIntyre out of the arena. Rollins left in the ring alone. Bronson Reed comes from behind, attacks Seth Rollins. And we were texting as this was transpiring. And I was in my mind thinking, okay, it's nothing personal against Seth Rollins. This is just advance. Because I thought we were going Seth Punk for Berlin. And then I thought we were saving Drew Punk for Bad Blood. And I thought we were going to have McIntyre versus Gunther originally before Raw even happened. That was my thought. Obviously, everything got flipped on its head, and I was not correct there because I didn't envision Randy Orton coming over from SmackDown. We'll talk about that in a second. But Bronson Reed attacked Seth Rollins, and he brutalized him. I mean, what was it? 7 tsunamis?
7 tsunamis, yeah.
And Rollins is coughing up blood. I mean, and Bronson Reed was just pushing security guards out the way. A part of me was like, how are they not pulling this Seth Rollins just out of the ring? At a certain point, I was like, dude, you got the biggest group of idiots out there in the world not pulling this man out the ring. But
they need bigger security, man.
But Bronson Reed, I mean, a catapult into a main feud. Now, I don't think he's going to win this feud with Seth Rollins. I'd be very surprised if he did. But to be in that spot, I mean, Bronson Reed feels like he could be a modern-day Kane in terms of your big monster on the brand who, hey, if babyface needs a feud, Kane.
100%. Yeah, and I, like you said, I think this catapult him into something that we all thought that when he came back into WWE he would be. Not some like a world champion, but this, somewhere he could be in the main event. Like you said Kane or you said King? You said Kane, right? Yeah. I'm penciling him. I know this is far ahead as King of the Ring 2025. I mean, like just for this alone, and I think this is a Berlin match, but I'm gonna be a little spicy with it because since we're waiting to Royal Rumble. I mean, we're waiting to WrestleMania for Punk and Rollins. Why not get this two PLE feud? Why not have Bronson Reed go over in Berlin and then have this be a Bad Blood match or a main event in Raw? One of the two, because like you said, Punk and McIntyre are gonna at least get 3 PLEs. Whether it's they're gonna get Berlin, hopefully they get Berlin, but it's Berlin.
I saw that they're slated to main event Bad Blood in the Cell,
and that's great, and I've seen that too, and that's great. So either they do 2 PLEs or 3 PLEs with them, but I mean, obviously, like you said, they teased it. They was about to get it on. He comes out, and Drew came out, showed the bracelet, made Punk mad. Punk chases him, tsunami, which was Bronson Reed did that perfectly, and it was great to make us pretty much made him a star. He pretty much like a fucking badass. He like King Kong. He like King Kong Bundy up there. Yeah, he
exactly like.
Motherfucker like King Kong Bundy out there, mother. Like he looked like arms like
well,
this.
You
like
solidified him as a true monster.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why his name is Big Bronson Reed. So if I had to pin, I would have him because Seth can take an L. Like you said, like we just said, wins and losses don't mean nothing. I would let him ride this momentum that he have right now. Right, he comes in. He might do it next week. Seth ain't gonna be there. How he do it next week? Let him do it to Sandy.
I think they might fight next week, but I think Bronson Reed might get like DQ'd.
Yeah, and 100%. Like I just feel like going into Berlin, his ribs is taped up. He's not 100%. He has a good fight, like only Seth can do. And at the end of the day, Big Bronson Reed wins. I think he deserves it, and to keep his momentum even after the feud, he can win that. Because shoot, you can have him go against Braun Breaker because the way Braun Breaker is getting cheered, he might be a babyface real soon.
He's like kind of tweener-esque.
He tweener, and that's a big test for Braun Breaker right there to go against Big Bronson Reed. So
let me cook right here.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
Triple threat for the IC title. Breaker,
Yeah.
Rollins, Reed.
I like it. Gotta get.
I mean, Rollins got nothing to do until
he got
Rumble.
Nothing to do.
Put him in that. I mean, and he doesn't have to take the pin in that match. You could have, Breaker
Reed take
pin
it.
Reed.
Yeah. Yep.
But
yep.
Oh, yep. That would be fire.
Yep.
That is an opener to Survivor Series.
Yes. One and it could, because once again and this is why it's a good and bad thing that Seth came back so early, because nobody expected that. Everybody expected Seth Royal Rumble in February, so nobody expected. So now we're stuck with how we
Royal Rumble in
Seth.
February sounds so weird.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it's in February. That's the first time I'm ever saying that. But we in a weird position with Seth, because to be honest with you, SummerSlam was good for him being in there, but it's kind of like, why is he in this feud? Like, even though he got top correlations with CM and Drew, but it ain't really about him right now. So I'm happy that
again, he was in that feud to plant the seeds for WrestleMania, Punk Rollins. Because why did Punk lose that match? Seth Rollins was the referee.
Yep. And I like I said,
why did Seth Rollins get attacked by Bronson Reed? Because he was out there having to deal with CM Punk.
Yep, and I hope this Bronson Reed thing is a 2 PLE thing, and they do it for 2. They do it 2 times, and then they end it like that. And
I think we're going to see Berlin Raw main event Survivor Series triple threat. I don't think that they get on the Bad Blood card, because the way that I'm thinking, if it's 5 matches, this match without a title probably doesn't double dip PLEs.
Yeah, they for sure 100% Berlin, 1000% Berlin. This is gonna be Berlin 1000%. Bad
Berlin
Blood
feels like the Raw show, and Bad Blood feels like the SmackDown show. I know it's not like brand exclusive PLEs,
which would be cool. I mean, think about it as like Bad Blood is shaping up to like it could be 8 matches on that card, man. It's gonna be tough to have 5.
I saw like a preview match card.
Yeah, I seen it too.
It looks so good. Roman Solo, Cody versus whoever you want. You had Drew Punk in the cell. You had Rhea Liv in the cell, and there was another match that
I think it was Priest and
Balor. Yeah, Priest Balor. I mean, whole show cooks.
It's like the thing about that show is like it's gonna be tough to only have 5 on that show, because once we're gonna see Friday. What the dynamic is Friday, because you also got to think, we didn't even say, well, you did say Cody, but I'm like, Cody has to be on that show because he's from Atlanta. So it's like,
I wonder, I don't know what we're doing with Cody, if I'm being honest, because I thought Orton was the potential move, but not anymore.
Like that. I have a theory on that. I have some, but I don't know if we're gonna get to that, so I'll just wait until
we'll talk about it in the SmackDown section.
Yeah.
We talked about Balor, we talked about Priest. Let's talk about this Judgment Day breakup that is official. It was official at SummerSlam, but it is now official as of Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Priest come out, looking like Vin Diesel. He comes out there. He is all business. He said, I'll put the world title on the back burner. I can get that back when I see fit. Where is Finn Balor? Balor pops up on the screen, and it's just Balor at first. And Balor's, I'm not going to come out there. I'll get you when you feel comfortable. This is the new Judgment Day. Pans out himself, JD, Carlito, Dom, and Liv. Exactly what we expected. What was it? Terror Twins is him and Rhea. So Damian Priest has a match later in the night with JD McDonough, which cooked, by the way. Fire match. JD, underrated performer. We get that match. I believe Priest won, or was it
DQ? I think it was DQ. Yeah,
he was like about to win by a pinfall.
Yeah,
Balor
he was.
Attacks. Balor attacks. Carlito starts attacking. You have Dom and Liv out there. Priest does a pretty good job at fighting back, if we're being 100% honest.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
they made
until
him
Liv come in
very
there.
strong.
Yeah,
and then Liv steps in there. Damian Priest decided he didn't want to swing on her. I respect it. Then he gets jumped from behind. Dom's beating him up. Liv's kind of in there. Rhea Ripley's music hits. Dom and Liv.
She does a 4-3.
She was booking it. Dom and Liv try to go out the timekeeper's area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she was supposed to catch Liv, or do you think they were supposed to escape?
So
because by the time she got there, I was like,
yeah.
"Ooh, I didn't expect her to get her hands on her." But what are you gonna do? Just let her go?
And the funny thing about it is, I think me and you had the same reaction. I know we didn't text about it, but I had the same reaction that you just had because I was like, "Hold on, that usually never happens." So I feel like she got. So to me, I feel like she got caught, and Rhea was in the situation where it was like, "Well, I can't act like I didn't grab her, so I just grabbed." You know what I mean?
But
so
I also think like the whole thing of Dom saving Liv from Rhea, could have been planned as well. Just when I saw it, I was like, like that's a new one.
That's new. You rarely never sees that because usually when they make the great escape, they escape. So the fact that she caught her and then gave her a couple of shots, but I think it kind of would make sense when she got her up and she walked her back into the. That's all. Okay.
I was like that'd be really quick thinking on the fly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't do it, but it would have been. Okay.
Yeah. She could have easily dropped her on the middle of things. So she purposely went to the side they were supposed to go on. So it's like, okay, cool. But at first I had the same reaction because it was like, hold on. You don't, hey, Triple H cooking for real. Like,
I was like, oh, that's brand new.
Like realism is at an all-time hottest episode. Like,
so then Dom and Liv escape. The Finn Balor's like kind of going up the ramp, and Carlito's just walking in the background here.
He just cool.
But Rhea and Priest have JD trapped. Rhea hits him with a nasty headbutt into one of the best South of Heaven choke slams I've ever seen. I mean, JD was up there, and Rhea and Priest stand tall. Great. I thought everybody looked really good. I like Balor as this new Judgment Day leader. I'm hoping that they switch their music back to Balor's old music and just let Priest keep like the Alter Bridge music.
I think I hope so too. I was actually thinking that
because I like Balor's old music. So
I do too. I think they should take. I think they should go back to that unless they're going to give Damian Priest.
They might give Priest like a full
baby face. Yeah, baby face, which is going to be ass Death Rebel baby face shit.
Maybe he's part Samoan and we don't know it, and then it'll be good.
It'll be good.
You know, if you're not Samoan, Death Rebel don't cook for you.
No, they do not cook for you.
But if you're Samoan, they cook for you.
They cook for you. They give you some good music. So hopefully he keeps his and don't get the Death Rebel death song. But yeah, I agree with you. The Finn Balor, let's go back to Prince. The Finn Balor that was in the NXT before he got moved back up. That type of music. So let's see that. But I mean, this was probably one of the best segments of Raw.
You know what amazed me? I went into the night thinking we had to see Rhea or Liv talk, and we didn't. And it was still really good. Now next week, we need to see something on the mic because I know you were waiting on something.
Yeah, the emotions was very high. Like I could feel it as far as the emotions.
They've been going crazy on Twitter too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she been wild. They've been wild. That had me weak. The OG joint that Rhea posted on her Instagram, the OG, and she had her and Roman. That joint had me crying. The Timo and Wish. It was like Wish or something like that. That joint had me crying. That's funny. But I think it's like one of the best segments of Monday Night Raw. I think that was like the emotions was very high on top of the match that cooked for at least 12 to 15 minutes. That match cooked. JD cooked. Like you didn't think that would have been a good match because the difference in style, or like JD is more kind of like a high fly, not really high fly, but like but oh man, that match was really good. Like JD got a lot. Like once again, it's another match I thought was gonna be a squash. When I heard it, I'm like, oh, this ain't. But once again, props to Papa H who decided to like listen. I'm gonna let everybody who go out there today, except for the women, but they're gonna cook.
Well, I mean, the women even cook. They just didn't cook on the mic.
Yeah. I mean, the EO and Sonya match.
Oh, you're talking about like.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking about
Liv and Rhea.
No, I'm talking about as far as like all the matches.
What is their name? Monday. Like the stud line? Is that like what they're going?
Nah, not official. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. No, you can't say that.
That's what Twitter's calling him.
You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that.
Why? That's what Twitter's calling him.
That's not official. They don't got a name.
But the two's up.
No. Yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, the two. Oh man, no.
Yo, I blame Mia Yim for that.
I have no association with what you just said.
Don't come at me in the comment section. That's Mia Yim, bro. Y'all go after her. She started that trend.
Yeah. I was talking about the matches. Yeah, that. I mean, Io looked good. It's just Sonya been.
Io always looks good.
Yeah, Sonya rusty. So I can't. Really
I actually like Kyrie a lot too. I wish she was more prominently featured because people are like, you see how quick she sprinted to the ring too, and that's dude. Rhea and her got to do a 40 dash or something.
They was not playing around. But you know, like I said, not to kill a dead horse. Yeah. But yeah, they was best segment of the night. Great, a lot of emotions, fire match, everything. I can't wait to see that. I'm excited for that, so I can't wait to see that.
And the Bash at Berlin main event, we found out what it would be. Gunther versus Orton 2. The controversial finish at King of the Ring. Triple H said Randy Orton would get another opportunity. Randy Orton comes out, interrupts Gunther's inauguration as World Heavyweight Champion. And the match is made. People were complaining about the brand split here. And while, yes, this does break the rules of a brand split, this also logically makes sense time to break them. Randy Orton and Gunther face off in the King of the Ring finale, which is where you see a Raw and SmackDown superstar face off, which makes it cool. Kind of like a once in a year, like not once in a year because Rumble, but that's what makes the event special. Yeah. And Randy Orton was not, I don't want to say cheated because Gunther didn't cheat, but you know, in his
the ref missed it. The ref missed it.
So an inconclusive end to that match. What does the winner of the King of the Ring get? A world title match. Gunther got Randy's world title match in Randy's eyes. Right. Gunther won the world title. It makes sense to me that Randy would want to challenge him for that title, considering he probably thinks it should have been his opportunity.
Yep.
Now, also, for the record, if we want to talk about logic, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis could just agree to, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I let Randy Orton come over, and maybe in a couple of weeks, you let Jey Uso and Sami Zayn walk their ass down to SmackDown. And, so to me, the logic on that was, like, these are human being general managers. Why would they not, do a little bit of trades here and there? Temporary trades, but trades nonetheless. I'm hyped for the match. It'll main event Berlin. Gunther needed a big first opponent. He got one. It's going to main event in Germany. You needed a big name. And, you know, nothing against Priest, but a second time of Gunther Priest. And again, like the real storyline there is the Judgment Day, not Gunther. So you don't want that as your main event for his first title defense. Ilya just not as over enough. It would have been over in Germany, but it's not as big of a name. Sammy isn't quite at that point, just storyline sense-wise. Seth Rollins hasn't earned it. And Punk and McIntyre feuding with each other. So you bring over a huge name like Randy, it's going to be a fire match, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you just made a whole bunch of sense because not only did the general manager talk about it, but Triple H said it right after the King of the Ring said that it's going to another match is going to happen. So they talked about it already. So it's like it makes all the sense. And like you just broke it down, everybody in the main roster right now on Raw, everybody on Raw pretty much is in a feud, either is in a feud or a storyline, or they're not ready to face Gunther in his homeland. Well, kind of sort of, so he's from Austria or whatever it's called. I think it's called. He's not even from Germany, but that's Ludwig Kaiser. But it just makes sense. It just makes sense that you have Randy Orton who's not doing that right now, but also it can also play to a Randy turning heel storyline that people are not really thinking about. You know what I'm saying? So it could be so much that Randy could come in Berlin babyface and leave out heel going into SmackDown, turning on Cody. We gotta think here, everybody. We gotta think here is long-term storytelling. Okay, Randy been taking L's, been helping get beat up. Who's the cause of that? Cody, right? So yes, like you said, this is a big match for Gunther in his homeland, close to his homeland, and this is the perfect opponent for him because let's be real, this is one of his best matches. They said in the promo, Randy Orton thinks that he can beat Gunther. He thinks that he's the only person that can match up to Gunther, and kind of
you
sort
gotta
of
sell the show.
Yeah, you got.
And
You
here's
got
what
to.
I'll say. We'll talk about it in the SmackDown section. I don't know if Cody's defending his title on the show.
Nope.
Which,
no.
Well, I have some ideas on how he might.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Too.
It's. I'll tell you this: we're not seeing Cody Roman 3 at Berlin. That ain't happening. And we're not seeing Cody Solo 2.
Either. No.
But I do have some ideas on how he could potentially still be defending his title on that show. However, I'm excited. Gunther Orton 2. It's gonna cook.
Oh, that's gonna cook. Hey, listen.
And Gunther's gonna win for the record.
Yeah. And it should be close to a 5-star match. I know it's not gonna be a 5-star match because Randy ain't, Randy. But I think it should be at least a good 4 out of 5-star match. That's gonna be really cooking. That the match they had at King of the Ring was really freaking good too. And then, I don't think it's gonna be any different. So
yeah,
I can't wait for that.
No, I definitely agree. Let's talk about SmackDown storylines. Let's start with the Tribal Chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns returns tomorrow when you guys are seeing this. For us, Friday, and I'm hype. We know his intentions. He cost Solo at SummerSlam. He wants to prove that he is the Tribal Chief. I think he gets his ass beat on Friday. Well, maybe Jimmy returns, but
he's for sure returning.
And maybe Cody comes out to help him as like a thing of respect. Like, you got me once, I got you this time.
That's 100%. That's 100%.
He's getting jumped at least at the start.
Okay,
that's just for sure happening, and we have to build up the Roman needs to get his OG bloodline back together.
Yes,
which means over the next couple months he's gonna get his ass beat by the new bloodline.
Yeah,
that's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Do you think Roman returns with Paul Heyman or with what do you call it?
Sorry about that.
There you go. Good. Do you think Roman returns with Paul Heyman and or with Jimmy Uso?
I think he'll return with Paul Heyman. I think it depends on if he's going to beginning. I want to say
if it opens the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on if it opens or ends. You know how he is. Either he's going to open, he's going to end the show. If it opens the show, I would say, because I feel like he's going to have 2 segments. I think he's going to do one. He's opening, and I think the new bloodline going to be closing, and then he's going to come in, and that's when we see Jimmy. So I think we're going to see Paul first, then Jimmy, and then I think that's what I think that's going to happen. I think that he's going to have 2 segments tonight. On Friday, because you know what I'm saying? People been waiting for him. So I think this is his big hoorah when he gets back in there and crowd gonna pop twice. So yeah, I think it's gonna be, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be the beginning, and then I think we finally get Jimmy towards the end when when Roman's getting his ass whooped. You're finally gonna see Jimmy. And like you said, and then you're gonna see Cody. And I think they're gonna get their ass whooped, but you're not gonna see, like I said, but we could talk about all the rest.
I know what you mean. I'm hyped for Roman's return. You see the belts, the exclusive belts sold out. $800,000 in profit. They got bloodline shoes coming.
He got the top 5 selling shirts already. I wanted a shirt and I couldn't get it, man.
If anybody tells you that they're the main event and it's not me, they're lying. No lies detected from the OTC Roman Reigns. We cannot wait to see him back.
I'm upset. I wanted a shirt, man. I couldn't get no shirt. They sold out.
I want to talk about the SmackDown champions as a whole. I know it says new champs, but I do want to touch on Cody while we're here.
Okay.
Where does he go? Because I think we're headed for Cody Orton at Mania.
Yes.
I think Orton's going to turn on Cody and be heel for Mania. Okay. However, we got some months to go. And Orton being with Gunther,
perfect,
gets rid of my idea, though, potentially of maybe it's a friendly triple threat of Cody, Orton, and Kevin Owens. Now we could just do Kevin Owens as like a friendly handshake thing, like, hey, Roman's back in with this bloodline. How about I get a shot? Cool. And just make the match, and it'll be fun because it's going to be the opener to Bash at Berlin, not the closer. AJ Styles returning to
This Friday.
SmackDown
This Friday
this
gonna be.
Friday.
Oh my gosh.
Do they run AJ and Cody again? I don't think so. I think AJ's going after LA Knight, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Right.
I think though, if health permitting, Cody Jacob Fatu would be fun.
Okay.
If they do like a battle royal or something, and Fatu just annihilates this battle royal, like maybe Roman costs Solo at the end of the show. Maybe, like you said, it's a battle royal and the Bloodline's in it, and they're clearing house. And at the end of the show, Jimmy returns and they toss out Solo or whatever, and just somehow in this big cluster at the end, Jacob Fatu ends up winning the thing. Just a thought.
It's possible. I will see you.
I'm just saying, like, I want to get Fatu Cody somehow.
Oh yeah, I mean, we gonna for sure get that. I think you kind of took what I was gonna say. I was thinking, okay, so Randy is with Gunther. I was just thinking a friendly match with Kevin Owens and Cody. I was thinking that's something that
does that get us to Bad Blood though? To
be honest with you, I think if not, I think what gets us to Bad Blood is, call me crazy, I think for Bad Blood we see Cody and Roman versus Solo and Fatu at Bad Blood. But the only thing about the Fatu thing is Fatu's a tag team champion, which it don't matter. But I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing. See, I was either thinking that for Berlin, or I was thinking that for what you call. But I feel like Kevin Owens is due just because how many times he helped him, and I
can't wait for whatever it is. To be
yeah. But I either or, if Cody not defending his title at Berlin, I see a tag team match, which is kind of crazy to think about. But
the IWC is going to hate it. They'll hate it if Cody and Roman are teaming up. They will hate it.
Yeah, that would suck. That would suck. But once again,
I would like it.
I would love it. I think it's just that you got to think about it. Are you keeping Cody out of Berlin? You have to get Cody.
Well, he already announced his dates. He's there.
Yeah, so you have to get him
in.
He's
doing something.
He got. I mean,
and what's he gonna do? Kevin Owens show in Berlin? Miss me with that, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Where Kevin Owens challenges him to Bad Blood.
I'm saying we already did that.
All that, bro.
We already did that in Australia, so we're not gonna do that again. They did that already in Australia. Like Kevin Owens show.
That was the Grayson Waller.
That Grayson Waller thing. Well, he didn't wrestle, but he was there. You know what I'm saying? But we already did that. So you know what I'm saying? So either
hey man, 5 matches. Now Roman's back. You got Roman, you got Rollins, you got Punk, you got McIntyre, you got Cody. You know, it's tough to get all these big stars on the show.
It's tough, but like, I just see either one or two for him. I mean, for sure, like you said, he did dates for sure. Bad Blood, he's gonna be fighting in Bad Blood. Berlin is a toss up, but you're not gonna go to Berlin and you're not gonna have Cody there. So Cody got to be in some type of capacity. If he's gonna go Owens, I don't see AJ again. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it, and then it don't make no sense for somebody from Raw to come to SmackDown to face him.
Well, a trade back might make sense.
The other two, call me crazy, but I was thinking shit. I was thinking Chad Gable, even though he just lost. But I mean, just somebody that can put on just a banger match. But
I don't think so. I think he's still in this Wyatt thing. I'm trying to think if there's anybody on the Raw roster that's like good that hasn't been on TV.
That's the only person I could think of.
Ilya was just on TV, but like I wouldn't turn down Ilya Cody by any means.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, I also thought Sammy, but I don't think Sammy would be. But the only person I thought
got
from
that
Raw
match with Braun though. 2 out of 3 falls on Raw.
On Raw. So like I said, the only person I thought was Gable. I think I don't think.
And like they're not sending Jay over for that spot.
No, hell no.
Jay's the biggest star not doing anything on Raw.
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of people's PO'd about him not being featured in SummerSlam, which I understand because like we're gonna see a lot of Jay in the next couple of months. So I mean, like
Jay's gonna be big time for
we're gonna see him a lot. I know his dad was upset about not having a championship yet, but I'm like, Pops, you know what's going on. Don't do that. You know what's going on, Pops.
I think ultimately this bloodline story eventually comes full circle whenever it comes and it's Roman dropping a title to Jay. I think that is how this story comes to an end when it does. Because if you remember when it started, because I was thinking about this the other day, Roman beating Jay like in that Hell in a Cell was like the real, this is the tribal chief kind of moment.
Yeah.
So I think we could have something full circle there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So LA Knight, we agree. AJ Styles is coming back for that feud.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what it feels like. Because Carmelo and Andrade got like a 7-game series getting ready to go, and Andrade's up 2-0. But we know that's going to Game 7.
You could probably sneak Santos in there because him and LA Knight Santos was supposed to have a match.
You could, but I think he's doing something with Corbin and Apollo right now, which I'm fine with. Like, we do Knight Styles at Berlin as like a one-off. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that feud, not this year, last year.
Yeah, it was pretty good. No, it was this year. It was
at 40?
Yeah, it was a night two.
Who won? I think it was AJ?
Nah,
LA Knight won.
LA Knight won.
It would have made more sense if AJ won, but
yeah, no, but I mean, I'm still fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, just like the Gunther stuff, even though they already fought already, it's something to get AJ deserved. No, I'm saying he deserved to be in a title picture.
What brand is Nakamura on?
SmackDown. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. What we doing? That's fact. What we doing? I mean,
Nakamura Cody. I mean,
no. I mean, they already did it. They already did it on Raw.
I mean, I'm like, we could do it right. I don't mean to be that guy, but
yeah,
I'm just spitballing here. Like, no, we got to get Nakamura involved and stuff.
I'm with you. I'm trying to think of somebody because, like, I think back to.
I mean, everybody's already fought once upon a time.
100%. I think just right now until.
No, I mean Nakamura, LA Knight, AJ Styles. I mean,
yeah.
I'd like it. And then we could get a Nakamura, AJ Styles SmackDown main event, and they could relive that WrestleMania classic.
I think in Japan they did a Cody, AJ, and Nakamura triple threat match.
Oh, maybe they're working towards that.
That could be pretty cool, but yeah, it's kind of hard to book Cody right now until like.
Well, Royal Rumble. Just because Randy's busy, and Randy's like the money storyline for Mania. John's not back yet, which is a money storyline. Roman's a money storyline, but not yet. Everything is just not yet for when it comes to Cody for the next couple months. So they got to just do good workers like Nakamura and Owens and Carmelo Hayes maybe. And I mean, no beef with it, obviously. So LA Knight probably gets AJ Styles. Nia Jax, Bayley rematch or Charlotte return or both?
Both.
And does Tiffy get in that match or triple threat? Maybe a tag match, but I don't think she'll be in there.
I think we setting up for a Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus match at Survivor Series.
Because that's in Vancouver.
Yes, in Vancouver. So I think we setting up that now. Will she be champion going into that? I don't know, but they did tease it on Money in the Bank. So I think we setting up for that. Now, will she have it by the time we get to Survivor, the Money in the Bank? I think by Survivor Series she'll be champion. I don't think.
You know when is a potential good time for the cash-in? Let me click here. Let me see something real quick. Because Berlin is the 31st, right? It's the end of August.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When does? Because I think there's September 13th when SmackDown moves to USA.
Yep.
That'll be a big show.
Oh, I can see that.
Something big on it. And they're probably got multiple big things on it. Roman will be on that show for sure. Cody will be on that show. But a Tiffy cash-in September 13th could be something
a big,
in the works.
Yeah. I
would feel kind of bad for Nia because like when Tiffy cashes in, she's winning and she's holding the belt.
Oh no. Nia getting that belt is just kudos for being a good sport and a good.
Somebody said that they think Bayley's gonna win it back, and then that's when Tiffy cashes in, and it's like, I never cashed in on you. See, I'm a good friend.
Yeah, I know, but think about it. I see that though, because it kind of makes more sense of that happening than you just beating Nia. Because how can you get Nia injured or beat up so bad where you can take the title off of her? So I can see that of her getting the title back and then losing it right away. I can see that. and then Nia faces Tiffany Stratton, and then that's how you get.
Yeah, I mean, because we talked about this, like if Bailey had won at SummerSlam, Nia destroys her, and then Tiffany cashes in. I mean, you could run it back at Berlin. You could run that on a SmackDown.
Yeah,
like Nia does the heavy lifting, and Tiffy just gets the title and toodles.
Gets the title. Yeah. And then that's when you could see, Tiffany wins. Let's say Tiffany. I don't think it's going to last. I think let's say Bad Blood or okay. I guess I can say Survivor Series. That's when you can see a Charlotte comes in.
Charlotte's Mania for sure.
No, I'm not saying like fighting. I'm just saying like
when she returns, like
returns. Yeah. And then like you said, we get Tiffany.
I think Charlotte might win the Rumble this year, but people would hate that.
I wouldn't hate that. She won it before. She won it before. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I mean,
hate that. But I don't know what is going to be going on with the Raw Women's World Title. We've talked about that at length. I don't know where we're headed with that. So to have an opinion on that brand,
Liv about to hold that belt for a minute.
Well, my thing is, and end of the pod here, so a little off topic rambling is fine. If Rhea is probably going to win the title back at Bad Blood. That is my assumption here.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing Rhea Liv at Mania? Like Liv wins the Rumble? Maybe, I guess. Are we having Io win a Rumble? I just don't know if they view her that highly. Becky, is she coming back? But then what? Becky, Rhea again? I don't see that. Bianca and Jade seems like that's slated for Mania, and that doesn't have a title, so neither of them are winning. Do you do an Asuka? Is like the goal to build Asuka up and Asuka Rhea but
I like that.
Want a Rumble too.
I think I like that better than all that. I think Asuka Rhea will be really good. I think that's
have like a
Asuka.
Surprise Roxanne Perez. She's good enough, but
or a Jordan Grace who contract is up in January 2025. She could win the Royal
and then crazy push off the wrist to win the Rumble.
Yeah, because her contract up in January. So
I mean,
she can win it. But I think Asuka for her Asuka last hurrah
because Charlotte Tiffy feels locked.
Still locked unless we get Bailey and Rhea. Unless we get Bailey go to Raw and get Bailey Rhea, which haven't happened. But I think Asuka, since you said,
I guess somebody on SmackDown could win it and then we could flip them.
Yeah. I don't think Bailey going back to back, but if Bailey can go to Raw for somehow and then
she could go
chamber,
Bailey back to back.
She could, but I like Asuka. I think, like I said, Asuka last hurrah, Asuka last, like I said, Asuka getting up in the age. She just had knee surgery. I think that'd be good. If I see the Asuka or I see Jordan Grace, those are the only two people I see. Because, like you said, she had fused with Nia, she had fused with Becky, she had it with Charlotte.
Like if they want to get like a EO, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah,
Lyra, they'd have to really push
her. Yeah, really push her.
And I just think we're too soon on that.
I
think a Queen of the Ring for Lyra.
I think the three people that I would say for Rhea is in WrestleMania 41 would be Asuka, Io, Jordan Grace. Those are the three people.
I could see them pushing Liv to there too. Like if they want to run it all the way there, because the storyline will be hot potentially.
It just depends on how long Liv holds that title. So if we say she's losing that Bad Blood, then no. Because if she loses that Bad Blood, and it's going to be hard to rebuild her back up. Not really hard to rebuild her back up, but if she keeps it towards, let's say she keep it to Survivor Series, then we got something to work with because then you could do a couple of matches. You could do three or four or five matches of that.
The women's Rumble is going to be probably the toughest match to predict.
Yeah.
Because 100%. I think by the time the men's Rumble comes around, I think both Rumble winners might be on Raw, unless you're giving it to Randy. I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
No, I wouldn't hate it.
Randy can win again.
I think either. Like I said, we jumping hella ahead, but we in the show. I think my Raw winner. I'll say my Raw winner. I think my Rumble winner is Cena, and I think my Elimination Chamber winner is Randy Orton. Or you can flip flop it.
I don't think Cena wins the Rumble.
Or you can flip flop it.
I don't think Cena wins the Rumble. I think that'd be too quick. I think SummerSlam is his moment to win that title. I think he wins King of the Ring and then wins the title at SummerSlam and then drops it at Survivor Series, and then they build up a Netflix special of his last match.
He get a ring to give him some wins. That is smart. King of the Ring gives because we gotta win 5 matches. So he haven't won a match. So King of the Ring get some wins would makes a lot of
I
sense.
think like
of
he
his
can get a
religion.
win at Mania, but if Orton is fighting Cody at Mania, who is fighting? I mean, probably Cena Styles, I guess. Where we'd go there.
Who the fuck? If who the fuck would win the Royal Rumble for the men's side?
So I think whoever wins the Rumble is facing Gunther.
Sammy winning.
That's kind of where my head's at. I think
Sammy?
Because when it comes to the OG bloodline, Sammy could be in the War Games match, but there's no spot for him after that.
That's a fact.
Unless he's taken on Fatu, but I think we're going to be headed for Jay and Jimmy versus Fatu and Tama Tonga and Solo, and then maybe Hikuleo. Like, they have enough Samoans that they don't need Sammy in that.
I think for sure the dream match for Mania is Tama and Tonga against God against Usos. Mm-hmm. I think now what we do with Fatu is tough because, like I said, the main.
I think you got to have Fatu switch sides and Fatu versus Solo, and then Dwayne versus Roman.
Yeah. I mean, that's only possible. Yeah, that's the only possible thing I can see. Unless we. Yeah, no, we can't get Fatu away from the bloodline. So yeah, unless you do Fatu Hikuleo, unless you do Fatu against somebody that's in that bloodline that we don't know about. But I mean, yeah, like you said, unless they switch sides out of nowhere, they switch sides, and then now he going Solo against Fatu, which I'm not mad at. I think that's good. They both clash really good, so I guess we get that. But yeah, I think so because I think I think WWE wants God against Usos at WrestleMania. I think that's too. Yeah, I think that's what they head into.
And talking about tag teams, we have some tag team news. The Lucha Bros could be headed to WWE. Motor City Machine Guns could be headed to WWE. And the Hardy Boys could be headed back to WWE. Hardy Boys had a meeting with WWE in Cleveland. Motor City Machine Gun's been going on for months now. And Fightful basically came out today and said, Lucha Bros already talking to WWE. Mm-hmm. So that those tag divisions about to get stacked.
Interesting thing about the Lucha Bros, I've seen that they a package deal and that they don't want to go to NXT. Now that last part
don't need to go to no NXT.
Understandably, but that last part is interesting because I'm not mad at it because I don't think so. I think you take them right to SmackDown. You do DIY versus Lucha Bros. Take my money. Don't talk to me no more. Just take my money and put the match going.
They're going to
Raw. I don't know, man. Raw ain't got that much buzz of tag teams that SmackDown do. SmackDown got DIY.
Well, listen, because if you want them to be competing for titles, that God Usos is happening on SmackDown. Unless we see some major trade that moves everybody to Raw.
Well, here's my thing about the Usos. I don't think the Usos are actually going to be a tag team, and this is going to tell you why. The reason why I don't think that because
God is dropping the belts before Mania.
Yeah, 100%. I think you give it back to I think you give it back to DIY. I think that match. Well, knowing WWE, yes, I think he's gonna have a belt. I think God gonna have the belt.
You say knowing WWE, but this is a new era.
Yeah, it's a new era. So yeah, no. Since it's a new era, no. I think God and Usos don't need a belt because that's a dream match that everybody want to see. I think DIY will have the belts. I think DIY will have the belts because that ring was too short, and Triple H loved them. So
I think we should have never split the tag titles personally.
Yeah, now looking at it, no. Now
they don't ever get on the card as is, and you have two. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind if somehow on Raw, because Jimmy's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
If Jimmy and Jay won the Raw titles, God had the SmackDown, and they just put them back together at next year's Mania. Because and they could keep the SmackDown title design and get rid of the pepperoni pizza ones, in my opinion. But they have so many tag teams that's tough because you get them on the show, and Triple H. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough, but the Hardy Boys. You think they're main roster, or you think NXT?
Oh no, main roster.
Hold on, real quick.
Main roster. Main roster.
Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where can they do more, character-wise?
I guess, NXT. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They could do the whole Broken Universe down there and be a main part of the show. Yeah. NXT is going to the CW.
100%.
NXT is about to have big hitters on it. It's not going to be a third brand, but it's going to be more than a developmental brand once this gets to the CW.
Yeah.
And WWE has so much talent that you might as well treat it that way.
100%.
I think it's possible a team like the Viking Raiders, who we haven't seen anything, gets on NXT. The Hardy Boys gets on NXT. And then that could be a feud in NXT and actually get some real time that it wouldn't get otherwise. I think that you could potentially see some people called down to NXT, but since it's on TV, it'd be a good thing. We just talked about Nakamura. Where is he? Nakamura Trick Williams match? Give me, I'm in. And again, what you want to do is the CW, you want everybody to watch NXT now. You got to make it must watch. Well, guess what? A guy like me, Hardy Boys are going to be on there? Yeah, I'll watch.
Yeah.
Nakamura going to be on there? I'll watch. Oh, Jordan Grace and all them new women are on NXT? Yeah, I'll go check them out.
Yeah.
And you got to make it a little bit more important. And with all the talent you have on the main roster, you can.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. NXT is going to be a huge part.
And for like the Hardy Boys, too, they're older, man. They still want to be on the road? Or do they want to just live in Florida and go on the road every, once a month, maybe?
Well,
I mean, they could live in North Carolina and just make the drive down every week if they wanted.
I must say, ain't that far. It drives like 8 hours, so it's not that far. But
I mean, they can catch a flight, no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They catch a flight for sure.
You can catch a flight from Charlotte to Orlando?
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Like, I think, for sure, they can be on NXT and just chill.
And a lot of vets like to be on NXT.
Yeah, I mean, NXT. I mean, Shawn Michaels is cooking. So I mean,
but this is what I mean, though. It's cooking, and like I seriously think on the CW, it's going to become a third show. Again, it's not gonna start having matches on Berlin and Bad. Like, it's gonna still be a separate entity, but it's going to be a real wrestling show. And it's not going to feel like the minor leagues fully.
No,
it's going to feel like this is like a third brand.
Yeah. Back how it used to be. I mean, now you don't got Vince there controlling everything. Now you have a little leeway. So Shawn Michaels got a lot of leeway what he's doing. So it's gonna feel like a third show, but also a developmental show. You're gonna see, mistakes and whatnot. But yeah, I can see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You also, like you said, the new women come there. Motor Machine Guns is, I think
they could go down there too if they wanted to. Again, you don't need
you still got the OC
down there, but I'm just saying.
Got the OC down there. The OC is pretty good. You still got a couple of tag teams down there that they can.
I mean, you could send AJ down there. I mean,
you guys are saying,
I wouldn't be like AJ's so good, but if you wanted him to go run a program with Trick Williams for 3 months down there and tell AJ, hey, it's like a mini vacation, you get to go live in Florida for 3 months. Like, he lives in Georgia. He a Georgia boy. I mean,
Dolph Ziggler did it, and he won a championship. I mean, why not? I mean,
you better have Joe Hendry down there. I mean, we know where he's going once this contract is up.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. He already a star. But yeah, I think that the all the tag teams listen, Triple H is a tag team guy. Okay, so
then that would open the door as well for AJ to do stuff with TNA again, and
100%. Yeah. I excited about the Lucha Bros. I mean, they're
main roster.
They mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them doing extra just because the promo work. But if they want to go,
get them a manager.
Yeah, they got. I mean, they got one. They got one at AEW. Now I don't know about his contract. I don't know his contract up also. But I mean, they got one. I mean, but I don't know who they put with them in WWE. But
better as faces or heels?
I've never seen them heels, so I think I would say faces. I've never seen them heels before.
Okay, I was gonna say like you could.
I mean, you know how WWE is. I mean,
a lot of like managers are like
heels.
So like it's tough.
Yeah,
to
I never
like,
seen.
But like, I don't know. Like, if you rolled them out there with like Zelina, I know she's in like the LWO now, but like she got a mic, like she could talk.
She'd be perfect for them. Like I said, she'd be perfect for them. I mean, she ain't doing with Andrade. She might as well. She ain't doing with Andrade.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm just saying, like, she could talk. Like,
she might as well. Yeah, I like I said, and I think they'd be great. Either you said Raw, but I think they'd be great on Raw, but I think they'd be fantastic on SmackDown. I think SmackDown is their lane where you don't have that much eyes on them for right now. You don't have that much eyes on them for right now.
So I think post WrestleMania 41, I think SmackDown is going to be the wrestling show.
Yeah.
I think what like is going to happen is Raw is going to become the TV segment show, because on Netflix you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like, that's where
100%.
you're going to want your mics and your people. I think it's possible we see LA Knight with the US title go to Raw, and the
Raw.
IC title,
Yeah, title goes to
holding that, go
SmackDown.
to SmackDown. And
100%.
I think it's going to be very what like 04, 05 SmackDown-esque, where it's
Yeah,
like this
build
is
new stars. Yeah, building new stars, and
this is like
got
the
that's
in-ring
real
show.
wrestling. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
all the titles could flip post
Yeah,
that. Because
yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
Gunther being world champion on SmackDown.
SmackDown and
I
Cody.
could see.
I think that's where they're going. I think once the draft,
I mean, you gotta follow that money to a certain extent. Now, obviously, you gotta keep
they for
some
sure
stars
having
on
everybody
SmackDown,
over
but
there.
I think that's where Cena goes to SmackDown post Mania.
Yeah, you 100% taking that whole bloodline, and you're taking Cody, and you're putting his ass on Raw.
Well,
I can see Gunther,
because Dwayne, he's gonna be on that Netflix.
Raw.
He's gonna be running that mouth. He's gonna be Cody, you bitch ass motherfucker. I'm gonna beat that ass real quick.
Candy ass, that poutine pie. Yeah, he gonna be wild.
He's gonna be going crazy.
Yeah. He gonna be wild. So that whole bloodline, that Cody, you might as well just copy and paste them over there to Raw and Netflix come out. I mean, So I mean, like you said, Johnson.
And you could keep like Randy on SmackDown.
Yeah,
that's a big star.
Kevin Owens, Gunther. You can put Gunther
you can move
over there.
Rio over there. That way, it's another big star.
You know what I'm saying? And you put Braun Breaker's a good star. You know what I'm saying? You could call ups. You also got you keep Carmelo over there. You gonna have you know what I'm saying? You put Logan Paul over there. You know what I'm saying?
Logan Paul gonna be on Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, they gonna probably put on Netflix. Yeah, they gonna probably put on Netflix.
And
sadly,
listen, that USA deal. I don't know what it was for, but it didn't start with a B. That Netflix deal, we're talking billions. They getting whoever they want, whenever they want them.
They stacking that card, but I agree with you. I think SmackDown gonna
be over there. I think Drew should go to SmackDown post all this.
Yeah, like you say, you gotta have some stars. Yeah, I think SmackDown gonna be that.
They need some baby faces over there though, from what we're talking about.
Yeah, 05. Sammy. Yeah, after the bloodline stuff, Sammy done. Also,
I can see Jay over there.
You just took words out of my mouth. I could see Jay over there because I don't think Usos actually going to be a thing. I think Jay is so hot right now that they don't want to stomp that with being with the Usos. I think you put him and Jimmy over there. You continue Jimmy be a heel or a babyface and see.
I think Jimmy stays on Raw. I think you got to separate him if you want.
You got to separate him. Yeah. But yeah, I could see Jay, Sammy, Gunther.
I mean, Jay better hope he's over there if he wants to be world champion.
Ilya.
He ain't taking that belt off. Cody is Cody, Roman, Rollins. You don't want to be on that. Punk, you don't want to be on that side, bro. You want to be on the SmackDown side. You go and he's already got the blue and all the gear, so it fits.
Yeah. I 100% think I don't think SmackDown gonna be like 05, 06 when you had the Chris Benoit's and the Edges and stuff like that, where they just
couldn't pick a better name, bro.
My fault, man. I had to keep trying to get them out of their mind, but I'm just saying like that. I mean, that was the Kurt Angle's and Eddie Guerrero's when that was just straight wrestling. That's when you fell in love with that. If you just the early 2000s wrestling.
I mean, that's what we all got to watch because nobody got to watch Raw on Monday nights. Parents sending you to bed, but Friday night you can watch SmackDown.
You can watch that. Yeah, because Friday,
Batista, SmackDown, MVP, Finley. Those were the days, man. But if we're talking about 06, 07, it's probably time to wrap up the pod. Anybody still listening at this point, I appreciate you. Put your twos in the air. Put your twos. Catch you guys next time. Peace.